mad. First up, apologies for that noise in the background. It's my generator going at about 3 minutes to 8. The power went off. We're not scheduled for load shedding, so I don't know what this is. I can say that everyone else around me's power's off as well, which I'll take as a good sign. It's not like I didn't pay my bill or something like that. But we'll go ahead with GG Gaming Gone Mad. We've got Gary Lentin on the line. Gary, good to have you on the show. You're down in Cape Town, I assume.
I am, Brent. I was in Durban on Monday and Tuesday, but back in Cape Town. Now I'm actually coming to your part of the world next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. But yeah, the show tonight from Cape Town, from my apartment and everything. Good, my side. How you been keeping?
No, good, thanks. It's been a bit of a crazy week. I didn't get involved, Gary, too much in the first week of Super Rugby. And I was a bit interested to see how my handicapping would go on the Sunday show. But I see I've actually been, my caps have been fairly accurate. I imagine you laid quite a lot of the Chiefs plus 8.5.
We did. Obviously, and you said that would probably happen. And we probably, the market suggests that we'll do our money. I'm just looking at turn on the lights at the stadium there. We probably will do our money, Brent, but I'm not sure. I'm not a big Chiefs fan. I'm only going by what I saw last week, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to improve on that. I honestly believe that, you know what I mean? I know that where the market settled, it's hardly any spread, but I still think they're going to have to improve on last week's performance for them to keep it within single figures, the difference.
Okay, well, that's going to be an interesting one. We'll run through all the games. First of all, just to say well done to all the prize winners last week. And a reminder, and I'm going to put it scrolling down below now, a reminder that there's a link to the terms and conditions for the competitions for GG Gaming. That's down in the description of the show. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can look at that. If you're watching on Facebook, which for the first time tonight, we've gone live on Facebook at the same time. So I don't expect we've got a lot of Facebook viewers, but if you are watching live on Facebook, just go to the Good for the Game and look for GG Gaming Gone Mad, and you'll see the terms and conditions there. So just to pop on and welcome some of the guys in the live chat. Robert G is here. Hein de Mont is here. Henrik Swat had his load shedding from 4 to 6:10, so he's out of it. But and Henrik, of course, looking forward to coming on the show. We also on the 9 o'clock show got the Betting Stig making his debut on that as well. So we'll see. Betting Stig says, "Watch out, Gary." But Gary, last week was an interesting show. Some nice prize winners there, and I'm pleased to report that Kerry came back and said the majority of them had all met the terms and conditions. In other words, they were all punting with you guys, which is great.
That's good. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying, Brent? We wash your back, you wash our back type of thing. And unless it's a girl, then we wash their front, they wash our back. But, yeah. So it is good that everybody reached the criteria. And that was without even really trying, you know what I'm saying? And that's really pleasing. So I'm really happy. We're going to double everything up this week.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's see how that goes. Unfortunately, our horses weren't very good. Can I just ask you something with that now that I think about it? Did they pay you or are they paying me, Brent?
The horses, and that I must actually still do. So basically, the guys should all have accounts, and then basically they'll deposit the money into their accounts, and you guys can take it off for that pick 6. So I had a chat with Kerry about it this week. I just need to send the guys a message and clarify that. So we'll wrap that one up. It was one of those weeks where the admin, I managed to get all the winners, but I never got around to that one. But we'll get that sorted out. Henrik just commenting that he can't wait for the tennis tomorrow night. Are you heading to the tennis, Gary? And Gary, while you're talking, I just want to try and put my headphones in. I think I plugged them in the long circuit because the main problem with the generator is not you hearing me. I think it's actually me hearing you because of the background noise. So while you're chatting, I'm going to try and plug it in. See if I can plug it in the right place.
Okay, try that. You know what I mean? The last time we tried to do it, guys, just so you know, I couldn't hear a word and he couldn't hear me. It wasn't very successful. But the answer to Brent's question, am I going to the tennis? I am going to the tennis tomorrow. I just want to see something here. I don't know if I can do something. Hold on 1 second here.
Gary, while you're doing that, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Brent.
Oh, brilliant, because you're loud and clear for me now. I've got the earphones in. I can hear you. I don't have to sit with my ear against the screen anymore.
Can you I'm just trying to see. Let me take a picture here. Hold on, then I'll show you something. Wait 1 second. All right,
just while you're showing that, a shout out to Mokhorlodli. I hope I got your name right, watching on Facebook. Good to have you on the show. You're our first Facebook comment on this show, so welcome.
Excellent. Let's give him a 200 Rand voucher if he has an account already, Brent. So
excellent.
If you in those lights in the background there, I don't know if you can see them.
Yes.
That's the stadium.
Okay.
So
of course, if you could.
You
right there, eh?
Yeah. They're pretty busy there now, or they're having a party, whatever it is. I drove past there earlier. It looked more like work than a party. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to go tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. They say they're the biggest crowd ever at a tennis match, Brent?
Like anywhere
Anywhere in the world.
Wow,
But
that's amazing.
Can't be an official record because it's not an official tournament. But the most people ever to watch a tournament live was when Federer played Zverev, also in an exhibition match, and I think they only got about 42,000. And yeah, I think they can get in. They can get in over 50. I'm not sure if it's 55, but it's definitely 50,000. So it's going to be a lot of people. I'm very lucky that I don't have to look for parking. And yeah, I mean, it's all going to be good. I'm looking very forward to that. And it's going to be a hell of a spectacle. That's the truth. You know what I mean? And you can feel the excitement. Nadal arrived today. Federer was here yesterday. I see pictures of the three of them. I see pictures of them, the two of them with Bill Gates and everything. So that's all pretty cool. And they've all got, you know what I mean, they've got big roles to play, not only in the tennis, but you know what I mean, we need a lot of money in this country, especially the poorer people. The charities need a lot of money. And, you know, you've got no doubt about it that these four guys are all going to participate and help in that respect a hell of a lot. So that's all great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we also participate in charity. I'd like to just make notice of what, you know what I mean? We give Henry 20,000 Rand every week on his rugby bets. And he goes to watch the tennis. So we did our bit as well, Henrik, you know? But, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It'll be a good occasion.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be excellent. But, Gary, let's get on to the rugby because we've got 7 Super Rugby games certainly to get through. We want to touch on a bit of other sport. I haven't had a good look at the EPL games this weekend. But obviously...
Other way, Brent, because there's only 4 EPL games this weekend, and I do have 2 very strong tips on that. So don't let me go before I give you those tips.
Okay, and just I don't know if you touched on it while I was filling in my earpiece, but I see you've got a price boost quickly on the Nadal Federer game. You're going even money the pair.
Even money the pair, exactly, and 25 to 1 the draw. No, there's no draw. Even money the pair. Giving anybody, they can choose whoever they want in that singles match. Obviously, you know what I mean. There's a lot of talk. I think they, you know what I mean, guys saying that he'll win the first set, he'll win the second set, the other guy will win the third set. I'm not sure about that. I haven't bought into that theory yet. I just, you know what I mean, guys that are going to the game, they want to put a couple $100 on it. Even money the pair, come and do whatever you like, you know.
Excellent. Well, let's move on to the Super Rugby games now. And I'm going to scroll some of the prices down, just some of the handicap prices for Friday's games. And let's start off with the Highlanders up against the Sharks, Gary. 6.5 points here. I think this is pretty close to where you and I both saw this handicap coming in.
Yeah, so, hold 1 second.
I want to actually look at, I'll quickly look at...
Highlanders aren't playing the Brumbies, right? I thought, you got that all a little bit, the way it came out there.
Oh, sorry, did I go? Oh, sorry, that's just the... Yes.
I mean, okay, so the Highlanders, just to clear up, they're at home to the Sharks, right?
Yes.
Okay, now...
Yeah, so it's both games. I should have just maybe put that they versing someone else because the same handicap looks a bit confusing there. I'll quickly edit that.
You got another 6.5 further down the page as well. I'll be honest with you. To me, I think this is one of the better bets. You know what I'm saying? I think that everything suits, other than having to travel and playing against New Zealand side, everything suits the Sharks. I think that the Highlanders, I don't think it's going to suit them that they never played last week. I think they'll be rusty. I think that the Sharks had a decent start, I thought, to the season. And I think that they'll improve a hell of a lot from there. I think playing indoors, out of that terrible heat and everything that they had to contend with last week, will make a big difference to them. The Sharks are definitely, we've said it all along, they're a team that are going to base a lot of their rugby on what they've got behind the pack, Brent. And I think the dry conditions indoors will make a big difference to them tomorrow. And I think that the Sharks have done okay travelling there in the past. So I'm expecting, when I say there, I'm talking about to Australasia. I think the Sharks will win this game. I'll be perfectly honest with you. That's my tip.
Right, and what are you going to go for competition on this game? What are we going to go with?
Let's start off with an easy one. Winning team and how far they win by. You have to be within a point. But have to be within 2 points. You said it would be easy.
Yes, 2 points. And obviously this is now for 1,000 betting voucher, and any ties will split it. So
correct.
Doubled up from last week of 500. So we want to know Sharks or Highlanders to win, and by how many points. And you must be within. Obviously, you get the winner right, and you must be within 2 points to win. That's a nice solid one to get the boys started.
Yeah, 100%. Something to get something going up and going there.
Excellent. Well, you can see my typing skills there. I've made that a little bit less confusing. Brumbies minus 6.5 against the Rebels. Now, Gary, the Rebels, that was the big upset of last week. They were 18-point underdogs against Sunwolves, and they lost to and they lost to them. So the question is, can this Rebels team bounce back? Because a lot of people were fancying them at the start of the season for the Australian conference.
Yeah, well, that's a really shocking start, isn't it? Yeah, of course they can bounce back. You know what I mean? Let's be perfectly honest. And what have the Brumbies done so far? We don't know. We don't know the strength of that whole Australian conference yet. You know what I mean? But there were a few surprises, and teams that were written off early on, like the Reds and the Waratahs, and that. We'll get to the Waratahs just now and the Reds. I think that there's going to be the form in this Australian conference won't be that solid, Brent. As far as you're going to be upsets all the time. You're going to think, yeah, we've worked it out. You know what I mean? The Brumbies are the best. These oaks are crap, and then they're going to come and bite you in the bum. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure. I'm staying out of this game. Obviously we're all surprised that the Rebels got beaten last week. For me, it's a reasonable spread. What do you think, Brent?
Yeah, I think the spread's pretty good. I actually battled. I did the previews on the Good for the Game website, Gary, and I battled a little bit on. I must tell you, on both of these games, really to find anything. I think I went in the first game. I think I went sort of Highlanders 1-12 or something. I kind of went for those. Those what I like to call cop-out bets when you're writing a preview, but you don't really fancy anything strongly. You go for like a 1-12 margin or something. But one thing I just want to bring up on screen quickly, Gary. Thoughts on sports? You guys have got one of the guys. He watches the show quite often, and he's on Twitter. I see he's writing a blog for you guys, and we've started carrying that blog on our site. So I just want to, while we're chatting, I won't bring up all his selections now, but just to show the guys, you can get it on his blog, Thoughts on Sports, but you can also get it on the Good for the Game website. And let's have a look at what he's gone for in this particular game. I'm going to go down. He's gone Rebels plus 6.5, and I see he went Sharks plus 8.5. But just to mention to the guys, I can find that on the GG Gaming blog. We've got a special section on our site now for that.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks to both of you. You know what I'm saying? That is great,
Excellent. So we got that there. So you can go on and have a look at that. Let's run through just very quickly. Just got to go through some of the variations. Okina Broadley Highlanders by 11. We're talking now about the previous game. We got the Sharks. We got a nice little split coming in on that first game. Bruce Allen coming in. Sharks by 9. So here's an ambitious guy, Chris. He reckons Sharks by 25. He not only thinks they can win on the board. But so the first two games Friday morning, Gary, I'm working. I can't watch the games, and it's just as well because I don't really have any firm betting fancy. But from a competition point of view, anything in mind? We're going to throw in a shirt numbers or something on this one?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure shirt numbers. I like the shirt numbers a little bit later on. I'm thinking, let's do this, Brent. Let's go. Should we go yellow card? First yellow card? First yellow card, and which team it will be, and which team will get the first yellow card, and when it will be. You've got 5 minutes.
Okay, so you don't have to name the player, just which team, and you can come within 5 minutes. Because okay, and of course no yellow card is also an option here.
Yeah, no yellow card is an option. Look, two Australian sides, you know what I mean, duking it out there. It's unlikely there's not going to be a yellow card. You know what I'm saying? Unlikely that there will. Yeah, I think there'll be yellow cards. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepared to say this. If there's no yellow card, it's not a runner, and everybody that enters that competition, I'll give them 200 Rand free betting voucher, right?
Very nice, Gary. Very nice. Because funny enough, last week we did the yellow card and the player in the Crusaders Waratahs game, and there was actually no yellow card in that game because I had to go back and check the results when I was doing the admin. So let's see. But the chances of another game without a yellow card are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Donnie DeToy was one of our 500 Rand voucher winners last week. He's coming Rebels in the 54th. Jason Denman, yellow card, Rebels in the 60th minute. So, good to see the boys coming with their predictions there. But, Gary, we still got 5 games, 4 of them taking place on Saturday, and one of them, I think, kicking off on Sunday morning. And the big game for many this weekend is the Chiefs against the Crusaders. You guys did stick your neck out, as you do on a Sunday, and you came out plus 8.5. I would imagine you standing the Chiefs for a bit there. You're still probably the biggest price out there on the Chiefs. You're 11-10 outright. The majority of books have got this as almost a choice game now.
Yeah, correct, exactly. And we played every single level. You know, we played the 8.5, the 6.5, the 4.5, the 2.5, everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's see. You know what I'm saying, Brent? Like I said, you know what I mean. Obviously we were wrong with our market. That there's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? Where it settles is where it's correct. You know what I mean? What happens tomorrow, that's a different story. Well, what happens on Saturday, that's a different story. Our line was wrong, but like I said, it's a different business that we're in. You can make mistakes and still make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not as though we walkers. You know what I'm saying? That if we make a mistake, we fall on our nuts. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen. You know, often we make mistakes and we still get the money. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm still. If you said to me, forget the market, make a line now, I still make the line 6.5. That is the my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just think that I wasn't impressed with what I saw. I wasn't. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? The market can't make me lie and say that I saw something that I didn't see. So let's see. If I'm wrong, you know what I mean? Not only will we pay, but I was wrong in a lot of games last week. I'm just trying to think what I said in the rugby. I didn't like the Blues. I like the Sharks a lot. I like the Stormers a lot. I like the Huggy Warriors. I'm trying to think, where was I wrong? No, I wasn't wrong anyway. Except when I went to... No, I made one mistake the whole week. That's the truth. You know what I mean? I ordered a single cheeseburger from Steers when I should have got the double. But anyway, that's life. You know what I'm saying?
I must say, I also had a good week on the previews. I was actually only one out. I think it was, and it was a 5-1 speculative play on the Rebels actually to win by 31 to 40 points. So if you're going to be out, you may as well be well out. And I was miles out on that one. But overall, a good week. Overall, a pretty good weekend. I must say, this weekend, not the strongest of fields. We'll get on to games that I'm a bit stronger about later. Chiefs v Crusaders. What's the comp going to be here, Gary?
This one, I think they're going to be points. You know what I'm saying? So let's go shirt numbers here. And let's give the guys a chance and say, all you got to do is be within 7.
Okay. Total points within 7.
Henrik is going to... You know, we'll see.
Okay, boys, we need the total points then on the Crusaders game.
Total shirts.
Total shirts. Sorry. Just to clarify, guys, total shirt numbers on the Crusaders game there. Total shirt numbers. We still got some entries coming in on the last competition, but we'll get that now. So it's Chiefs v Crusaders, and we got total shirt numbers there, just to clarify on that one, guys. Let me have a look now. What is the next game on the card? I think it's the Waratahs are playing the... Let's have a look.
Blues.
The Blues, yes. Oh, geez. Well, this is a game that, for obvious reasons, I can't get too involved in because I got that weak spot towards the Blues. And, I mean, last week was typical Blues, wasn't it? I mean, they were leading by 19.
You don't want to get too involved before I tell you, because in case I remember the 500 to 550, you think I forgot. And the Blues, right? Plus 5.5.
Fortunately, I didn't take it, eh?
Okay.
I had to WhatsApp you, and it wasn't about to back the Blues. I'm not backing the Blues this season.
That's the way. And I'll tell you something. I think it's a good idea not to back them this week.
Yeah, I think so too. Funny enough, the boys on our show, on our 7 show, they also tip on the forum now, and I see they've gone son of a punt. They've gone Waratahs plus 3.5. But there's quite a split here. But what I found is you're either in the Waratahs camp here or you're not having a bet because no one can bring themselves to back the Blues.
No, I like the Waratahs. I'll make the Waratahs good things. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think it's, you know what I mean, it could even be the wrong favourite. I'm having a bet. That's the truth, Brent. I'm going to back the Waratahs.
Waratahs, and I mean, what are they outright? Probably about 5-4, something like that. Let me just...
Yeah, look, I mean, I'll scrounge around and everything and look for the plus 2.5 that I'll find somewhere, maybe 3.5, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather take 45, the plus 3.5 if I can somewhere. It won't be easy to do, but if you look for hard enough, you might find it out. And I think it's going to be close enough that, you might be happy having the start rather than 11 to 10. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Saturday.
Well, one of the shrewder punters out there, quite a veteran, is Brendan O'Connell. He reckons Waratahs can't miss. So he's firmly with you there, Gary. And Henrik perhaps giving the best advice at all to punters. If you want to lose money, bet on this game. But anyway, we'll see about that. Betting Stig, he reckons is a very simple one. He's going on the plus there. So he likes the Waratahs on the plus. And Dino as well, also all over the Waratahs. So, Gary, what are we going to do on this game?
Right, let's go first. Try scorer, and you just tell us who it is. You don't have to tell us when it is. Again, if it's if there's more than one guy, we'll just split the prize. There's no problem with that at all,
Okay, excellent. First try scorer in this game, and we'll get the guys coming in. So I'm still getting quite a few shirt number picks coming through as well. And that takes us to what for me is one of the games of the weekend, and I'm pleased to say I'll be able to watch it for a change because I don't have school sport on Saturday morning. And that's the Lions up against the Reds, and that's of course taking place in Johannesburg, where I must tell you we've just had one hell of a storm tonight, and we got the Lions here, Gary, minus 6.5 points.
Right, I don't know how many people had the misfortune of being up at 1 o'clock on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and watching those halfwoods run around in Argentina. I was one of those people that watched that game. It was come to be one of the least entertaining and least inspiring games of rugby I've ever seen in my entire life, Brent. The Lions were abysmal. I'm using a lot of the fancy words. I'm getting them all out at once. You know what I mean? This is the limit of my vocabulary. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'll go back to my broken English fairly soon. But it was abysmal. It was one of the worst performances I've ever seen. You know, I hated the game. I hated, and to be perfectly honest with you, I had back the Jaguares, you know, so it wasn't a financial thing at all. It was just horrendous from start to finish. You know what I mean? They showed me nothing. Yeah, there are a couple of guys coming back and they're coming back home and they're not playing the best side ever. They're not, what I mean, I cannot be with the Lions. I cannot. It was the worst performance I've ever seen, and they're going to have to put together 19 good performances in a row for me to get over the nightmare that I watched on Sunday morning. So for me, I'm not interested. I don't even think I can bring myself to watch this game. That's how bad they were.
Well, I'll bring myself to watch because I'm with you 100%. But I like the Reds quite strongly, and I know most of the boys on the Good for the Game forum like the Reds. So the past 6.5, and I see Mike Fenter coming on and saying he's on the Reds. Whoops, there's another one coming through. He's on the Reds. Plus, I tend to agree. So I will be watching this game. I'll also be looking at the total points lines quite closely. I think the Lions are going to struggle defensively. I must tell you a quick story though, Gary. You know, I took one bet on the Jaguares Lions game. I took halftime, full-time, Jags. So home team to win. So when I saw the score in the morning, 38-8, I thought, well, this bet has absolutely trotted up. My goodness, yeah. I even did the video. When I did the video, I was giving myself credit for 6 out of 7. You know, I hadn't checked accounts yet. Suddenly I was watching the highlights and I thought the Lions are going to actually lead it at the break. And they only led 10-8 at the break, and then they absolutely ran away with it. So my bet arrived. But geez, I tell you what, I thought I'd lost it.
No. It was messy. And I mean, they were so bad in the second half, and they just kick away so much possession. It makes no difference. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? What do I know? You know what I mean? I don't want to insult rugby players, Springbok rugby players, but it didn't matter where they got the ball, the Lions. If they were 5 yards from the line, they would try to kick it into the corner and see if the wing could catch it and score a try that way. If they were on the halfway line, I've never seen more kicking. And I mean, that's not as, and the one-on-one tackling in the second half was so bad, Brent. You know what I mean? The Argentinians didn't have to do that much. They just had to sort of put their heads down and run, and eventually somebody would miss a tackle. You know what I mean? The stuff that you see, it was like the Lions looked like a reasonable first-team rugby side from school. You know what I mean? Playing against men. That's what they look like. And they're going to have to do a really, really lot to come back and get this. But here's the interesting thing now from a betting perspective, right? You think they're going to be a lot of points. Henry thinks that it will be wet. I mean, that obviously cries out for a total points. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. 1,000 Rand total points on the game. It looks like it could be a wide margin, right? So let's go. Let's give the guys 5 points, Brent.
5 points. That's more than fair. Because, 5 points. Yeah, someone will definitely have a winner of this one, Gary. Someone's going to get it within. Unless there's a freak result like a 9-6 or something like that, we'll definitely get a winner at that level. So, okay, guys, so that we want total points in the Lions-Reds game. You must be within 5 to win 1,000 Rand voucher. Usual rules apply, T&Cs, all the rest. And the voucher will be split if there's more than one. Let's see. Brendan O'Connell, this guy's sharp. He's coming in on Facebook tonight, old Brendan. And he's straight out there first in total points, Lions game, 53. And I think that's about where the spread is going to be on this game, Gary.
Yeah. That's a pretty good number. You know what I'm saying? Very good number.
Excellent. Let's move on to the next game then. It's the Stormers, I think, in action. The Stormers in action. I'm just going onto your site actually just to see the games. Stormers against the Bulls. How could I forget that one? 10.5 points.
Yeah, and I mean, so this is it. I think this is the last time that, you know what I mean, they're big rivals from the south of the north will come down here and play them at Newlands. Next time that happens will be the stadium across the road. So obviously there's a little bit of history involved in this game as well. And I think it will go out like most of the derbies here in recent years have finished with the Stormers victorious. I thought they were good value for their win last week. I'm not saying that they were 27 points better than Hurricanes, but they were still good value. You know what I mean? They dominated when they had to dominate. Yes, a lot of the domination was early on, and they put the game to bed fairly early. You know what I'm saying, Brenton? You know what I mean? I'd like to see a bit more of a follow-through towards the end of the game again. They've lost 2 of their superstars. There's no doubt about it. The hooker and the skipper are 2 of their best players. they'll be sorely missed. I don't even know this. I believe that Peter Steph Dutoit's brother is playing 8th man on Saturday for the Stormers. I don't even know that he had a brother, to be perfectly
No,
honest.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but his brother is playing for the Stormers, so that's pretty interesting. If he's half the player that his older brother is, that would be very well for the Stormers. That's perfectly honest. Let's be perfectly honest. You know what I mean. Peter Steph has really trained on to be a world-class rugby player, and let's see what his brother dishes out there. So yeah, and I didn't think the Bulls were as bad as I thought they would be, but I think they'll battle coming in. I think there'll be a lot, you know what I mean? There's a good vibe in Cape Town that will spill over from, you know what I mean? There's really a nice bit of positivity about the rugby and everything. It's a pity about Khaleesi and everything. Probably out for 4 to 5 weeks. Mbongani, I can never pronounce his name. Like I said, once says there are 3 consonants in a row, I can never pronounce a name. I can never pronounce a word. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. But the hooker's out for the entire season. He won't be playing again rugby this year, which is pretty miserable for him because he's really a guy as a great rugby player. But I would imagine that his position will be taken tomorrow on Saturday by another hooker who was out for a year with a leg injury a couple of years ago. But I think the Stormers will win it. I think they'll probably win it by more than 10 points, but I'm not convinced about that. Probably, I'm not sure. It'll be a good game, mate. Brent, it's one of those games where, I think if you take a couple of outright doubles, that's where you should be having a bet. There you go. See, Henrik knows everything, you know what I'm saying?
I knew you were going to say that, yes.
But does he know what team their auntie plays netball for?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I want to see if he can get that one right. What team does Johan and Peter Steph Dutoit auntie play netball for? That's for 2,000 free betting voucher.
Is it open to anyone?
I don't know if they got an auntie, so I don't know where he's going. But okay, so let's get back to what we're going to do as a special here. Because like I said, to me, it's a type of game where you finish off with the Stormers outright in a multiple. That's what I think about. 10.5 is a great spread, Brent? Because I don't believe you can be safe at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe, you know what I mean? I don't believe, to be safe, you have to be 7 points either way. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe the Stormers are going to be leading by 18, and I don't believe the Bulls are going to be within, you know what I mean, a few points either. So for me, it's a tough one. But we all know that the Stormers haven't conceded a point yet in Super Rugby. We need to know at what time will they concede, what time in this game, not the time on your clock, what time in the game will the Stormers concede their first point in Super Rugby. You don't have to tell us how it's going to happen, just tell us what time it will be, and you can have it within 3 minutes.
Okay, 100%. That's what time are they going to concede their first points in Super Rugby?
Mark is right. It probably is too much, 10 points, but you know what I mean? You have to just go as well, Mark, with what we saw last week. And not only what you see with your eye, it's what ends up on the scoreboard, right? And at the end of the scoreboard, you saw the Stormers beat a New Zealand side by 27 points. So it's very difficult to come out at 6 or 7 now, you know what I'm saying? So it probably is too much, but you're forced into that type of market. And perhaps, you know what I mean, it might be the way to go, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's certainly one of the games. It's going to be a good game. Henrik Swart also just making the point that's quite sad that this will be the last North v South derby at Newlands. So could be quite a bit of emotion running there as well. It should be a good game. The predictions coming in. I must say Kevin Turner's coming here at 6th minute. That's about what I would say. I see the Bulls getting an early penalty. That would be my call on this one, Gary. In fact, I'll go with the Bulls in the 3rd minute. That would be my that would be my call on this one. The Stormers to concede in the 3rd minute. The boys coming in. I see Bruce Allen going 8th minute there. And that takes us then to the end of the Saturday games, and then we can move on to the Sunday morning game, which is off at 1 o'clock again. I mean, Gary, I'm sure you're not going to be doing... I mean, you're going to the tennis on Saturday night. It's a good chance you're going for a bit of a party afterwards. Yeah, maybe when you get home, you'll switch on the TV and see what's happening.
The tennis is on Friday night, by the way.
Oh, is it? Is that Friday? Okay.
Yeah. But there's a chance that my wife's going away next month for 2 weeks. I'm probably going to have a party Saturday night when it's confirmed anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay. I'm probably not going to watch this game again. You know what I mean? That's the truth. It just turned out that I'll watch it last week. It is late and it drags on till 3 o'clock, and then it's always tough to fall asleep straight afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy. But yeah, I mean, this is a big spread for a New Zealand side, Brent? And I mean, again, like we spoke about, where do you come out with the spread with the Stormers game after they win 27-0, right? Where do you come out with a spread for a team that lost 27-0? You know what I'm saying? Where the Hurricanes, are they that bad? I'm not sure that they are. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If they played the Stormers again tomorrow, you don't believe that they'd lose by 27 points again. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? But they are slightly unknown brand this year. They have lost a few players. I don't know. Again, it's the type of thing where finish a multiple on the Jaguar is out, right? And if the multiple's big enough, maybe take the plus start on the Hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? And try win it both ways, Brent. But to come there and say, right, I haven't had a bet this weekend, I'm going to fly into this game. You've got to be a Meshuggah, you know what I mean? You've got to be mad in your head, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it could go any way. That's what I believe.
No, that's a fact. Just a quick shout out, another guy watching on Facebook, Garth Ridgway. Garth, we used to run a fantasy sports competition together, so good to see you on there, Garth, as well. And yeah, I mean, Gary, this is the sort of game, I think the only way I'm staying up to watch this game is if I've had a cracking weekend and I'm so far up that I just feel I have to press my luck and have another bet. But if I'm down, right, I won't even bother trying to get out of it on this game. And just want to touch on something you said earlier about making mistakes and still making money. I played poker last night. There's a tournament up here at Eagle Canyon down the road from me. And I can't remember the full hand details, but basically I called the guy all in and he was well ahead of me and I flopped a straight out of nowhere, just boom. And it was a good example of, you know, I mean, I knocked him out. He was actually in control of the hand. And it's just, as you say, you can make mistakes as a bookie or as a punter, and yet you could read the market wrong, but you could still make money.
100%, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're not, you know what I mean? We're not tightrope walkers and we're not guard. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not fatal if you make a mistake. That's the truth, you know? So, yeah, so that's exactly. And then, you know, we've got a big tournament coming up at Empress Palace from the 27th of March. And he's there. I agree with Henrik with that one for sure. And on the 27th of March, so, and we start satellites pretty soon. And I think that, you know what I mean? It did create quite a bit of, yeah, we're going to touch on the soccer right now, and we'll touch on a bit of cricket as well, Robert. We will have created interest, your run in the tournament, Brent, and I think we're going to start getting that up, if not next week, the following week. Let's start talking about it. You're obviously doing a lot of work on it, playing in these games, you know what I mean, all these illegal games that you got here, provided you haven't been arrested and you know what I mean, and you're not in jail or anything during my tournaments. Obviously, you'll come and play there. But we'll play that by ear closer to the time, you know. So Robert Jamal is obviously not a huge rugby fan. That's fair enough. I mean, and I know that he's miserable because he's a Manchester United fan as well. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why he's being short with us. You know what I'm saying, Brent? I mean, I'm totally. That's the way it is, you know. No, but we always say every week, what a gent and what a good guy Rob is. Right, so the cricket, it may or may not be rained out. Whatever the situation is, let's give credit where it's due. They came against the odds this week, South Africa, and in the first ODI, they were really good. You know what I mean? They, from start to finish, everybody questioned Quinton de Kock's decision to bowl first. You know what I'm saying? He vindicated that by winning and chasing down the runs. And you know what I'm saying? Well done. You know what I'm saying? God, you must come to the tournament, buddy. You know what I mean? We're going to do such good deals for guys that watch the show to play in the tournament. I guarantee you somebody from this show will walk away with R1 million from my tournament. I just got a feeling about it. You know what I mean? Probably me, but somebody else maybe as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. You know what I mean? That's so somebody. But let's give them credit. They were good. He was excellent. Bavuma was excellent. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take a big turnaround from this England side because they don't know. Look, they lost the first test match and they won the next 3 as well. But I just thought that I don't know. They just didn't look like they didn't look like world champions. And sure, there are a lot of guys that didn't play. And I see Archers out for 6 months and everything. But you know what I mean? The value will be with South Africa because they're not going to be favourites again. And what we saw with our eyes, South Africa got to be big runners there, you know?
No, there must be. This doesn't look like the same England side, certainly to me, that won the World Cup. Gary, just in terms of moving on to other sports, then I think we must quickly. I don't think we gave a comp for the Lions Jags game. We give it to that, and then we can start talking about soccer. I mean, not Lions, Jags Hurricanes.
Jags Hurricanes. What haven't we done? One competition I'd like to do. What we should have done this week is if it was like American football. You know what I'm saying? And if you had all the stats, how far a guy passes and how far he runs and everything. If we could just keep the stats of how many times Mornay Stein's going to kick on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We could have let guys have a bet on that and given to him within 30 and they wouldn't have got close. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to kick a hell of a lot. But this game with the Hurricane...
I've got one for you, which is a bit of a different one than Gary, if you want to try it on here. But I can get the results off the spread sites overseas. Kicking meters. Let's say which team will kick the most, probably the Argentine kicking meters. What is their total kicking meters going to be? And by kicking meters, that is kicks that are successful for posts. So if you kick, for posts. It's not out of hand. I don't think they measure that at Super Rugby level. But kicking meters, so in other words, if he kicks a 50-meter penalty, it's on to 50. And they got to predict the Jags kicking meters.
Does it include converts as well?
Converts and drop goals. If he drop goals as well. So there's official. I'll use SpreadX. I'll use the official result, and I would say that we could probably give the guys leeway of about 10 there because it's not easy. It's not easy to get that.
Yeah, there you go. I'm very happy with that. I'll tell you, not just a pretty face, Brent. I mean, every week you amaze us all. You know, brilliant.
Excellent. And then Gary, maybe to end the show, just touch on a bit of football this weekend.
Okay, only 4 games in the Premier League. Nothing really exciting other than I'll give you my tip. I'm going to give you a double, right? If you want to go, I'm going to give you the short price double, and then I'm going to give you a way to maybe make it even more juicy. The double is Sheffield United and Everton. They'll both win their games, right? Okay. But the guys that want to have a little bit more, looking for a little bit bigger payout with, you know what I mean, not too much of a layout. Let's go draw, halftime, Everton win, draw, halftime, Sheffield United win, and take that double. Okay, so both games to be drawn at halftime, but then Sheffield United and Everton to win. And then to be absolutely certain, just take Sheffield United and Everton the double, and then And I think they'll win 1-0. I think they'll both win by either 1-0 or 2-0. That's my tip. Excellent. I'm just laughing at having a bit of a chuckle at some of these kicking meters coming in because I actually have done some spread betting on kicking meters. I more or less know where the quote will be, and some of these are way out. But I won't say anything at this point. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that one. But Gary, I think that I don't think that you get the distance there that you get at a lot of other places either, Brent. I don't see guys really smashing it over from the halfway line, you know. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see. I wouldn't even know where to start. I would have said. I'll tell you what I would have said. I would have said 275 would have been my guess. The quote for Jags kicking meters will probably be around about where Kevin Turner's prediction is here, around about 147 or so, probably. Yeah, it's not as high as people would think. But let's see. I have seen games. I'll never forget Goosen, what's his name? Johan Goosen, playing for one of the French teams. Kicked to 300 and something meters one game in one of the French top 14 finals or something. So we'll see what they say. But Gary, it's been a great show. Great to have all the guys. First time we've broadcast this show live on Facebook at the same time. So it's certainly something we'll do going forward. And good to have quite a few of the Facebook guys coming on as well. We had a nice turnout on YouTube. Some great competitions, and it's going to be a cracking weekend of sport as usual. Anything else from your side? No. I mean, we're all talking about all the social media and everything and people following. I don't have any social media. But Henrik, if you see me at the tennis tomorrow, don't follow me. No, that would be great if I did see me. That would be fantastic. Guys, it's always good. Who's going to win the Guineas? I think Sean Terry will win the Guineas. I think that's a class horse. I mean, what do you think, Robert? I think he will. But my racing last week was atrocious. I was hoping nobody's going to bring it up because when they do bring up my racing, they bring up their lunch with it. So let's rather move on from that. But it is the Guineas and the Phillies Guineas on Saturday from Turfentine. You know, let's see what happens. Just another great sporting weekend. We're blessed to have all the sport, and whether you're going to the tennis or you're watching the rugby on TV or the cricket or whatever it is, have a great weekend, guys. Brent, thanks again. I say it every week, but the guys don't know the effort that you put in just to keep the admin up to date on this show. You know what I'm saying? And it's really worthwhile. And I hope at the end of the year, we all take you out for an amazing dinner, an amazing weekend away, or whatever it is. It'll be great to have a get together. And Gary, just to mention as well to the guys who came in on the Pick 6 last week, I'm a bit behind on that admin, but we all in for $300. We'll sort that out over the next week or so. Get it into the GG Gaming accounts for those guys. So I will be in contact with you. And Gary, enjoy the tennis, man. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, Brent. Thank you. Good punting. We'll see you all on Thursday night.
Excellent. That was Gary Lentin down there in Cape Town, looking out at the stadium. Gents, we've got about 4 minutes to the start of the next show. It's going to be a big one. The handicap rugby chat that matters. The betting Stig makes his debut on the show. We've got Andrew from A Son of a Punt, just the one leg on, and Henrik Swart, of course, will be on there as well. Look forward to chatting to you in around 5 minutes, and thanks everyone for the participation in the competitions. Cheers, guys.